Good evening. We start tonight with a live view of Old Main at ASU's Tempe campus right now. As you can see, the area is blocked off and completely clear right now from tents and protesters after pro-Palestinian protesters took over this area and refused to leave on Friday. Tonight, we know at least 69 people were arrested early Saturday for trespassing after setting up what the university called unauthorized encampments. Our 12 News cameras were there on the ground rolling as DPS troopers and both ASU and Tempe police tore down that encampment and took protesters into custody. Thanks for joining us tonight on 12 News at 6. I'm William Pitts, in for Jonathan McCall. Right now, police are on guard and barricades remain in place, as you saw on ASU's campus, following a night of unrest with pro-Palestinian protesters refusing to leave campus until their demands were met. 12 News journalist Trisha Hendricks breaks down the tense sequence of events that unfolded all the way from Friday morning to the early morning hours today.
At 8:45 Friday morning, pro-Palestinian protesters started gathering in front of ASU's Old Main in Tempe, vowing to stay put, even bringing in pallets of food and water and pitching tents.
Do not speak to the cops.
There's a Holocaust currently happening in Palestine, and we're out here trying to bring attention to that.
Protesters demanded a public list of any ASU investments and for ASU to divest itself from any Israeli company. Some protesters also calling for the resignation of ASU President Michael Crow and the abolition of the ASU and Tempe police departments. At 9:09 a.m., this cell phone video shows police arresting one of three people charged with criminal trespassing. By 9:13 a.m., police moved in, tearing down tents, saying the lawn is reserved space and tents were not allowed. At 10:15, a few counter-protesters showed up with Israeli flags.
These last 7 months have been extremely aggressive. I have not felt the same safety.
5 minutes later, police demanded protesters leave or get arrested. For hours, the situation remained calm. At 4:23 p.m., protesters were seen linking arms. By 4:43, police were working to separate pro-Palestinian protesters and Israeli protesters. By 10 p.m., the protest was stretching into its 14th hour.
We're not taking down our tents.
Police tried to take the tents down, but protesters responded by putting up even more.
They have also only wanted to negotiate with only student government.
At 11:15, officers and DPS troopers arrive in riot gear. At midnight, they begin to clear empty tents and detain protesters. The sweep began after law enforcement declared the protests an unlawful assembly. 12 News capturing video of protesters being walked away with their hands zip-tied behind their back. Police took them to a bus parked on College Avenue that they used as a processing station. At 1:45 Saturday morning, police broke up the final group of protesters. By 6:30 a.m., very few officers were seen near Old Main, but the barricades remain in place. ASU police reported a total of 69 arrests for trespassing after setting up an unauthorized encampment in violation of university policy. Trisha Hendricks, 12 News.
And the university says demonstrations, protests, and expressions of free speech are protected at ASU, but demonstrations, they say, cannot disrupt campus operations. The school says lawful demonstrations can take place except overnight between 11 p.m. and 5 a.m.